Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is John. This report is for the 19th of October. Well, we had a little bit of backfilling into what was just our normal read here from this, buy configuration that developed early on. We had some positive extremes that needed to get filled, and actually, it was doing pretty strong for most of the day, and then right at the end of the day, let it all out, and now in pre-market, pretty much brought it all back up to the same. We're in rising gold. Just to point that one out from a shakeout standpoint. So this is just a trend maintainer, and moving towards the election, the market is pretty comfortable with where things are at. Nothing is too surprising as of yet. It is interesting. You now have the whole, of course, Hunter laptop scenario and all of that going on, but unless something actually breaks from it, we're just going to consider it a non-issue and continue to move forward. Things tend to be trending a little bit stronger towards Trump, but that's part of what you expect given back and forth. And at the end of the day, the market recognizes that either side is going to give a lot of money, and that's going to help business. So either way, that's going to work out well. From a NASDAQ standpoint, we're still in the lower range of the shakeout, but it's just starting to rebuild potentially. The shakeout turning around at this particular point. But interesting, as the S&P gets a little bit of movement, we're starting to see a little softness overall from the NASDAQ here from a power mode 2. Hasn't crossed over anything. We haven't seen the, spike of magenta, but that's going to take a little bit of time. You would see a pretty considerable drop before the readings would be able to define that. Likewise, you can see that what happens, you hear from the power mode 2 on the euro, as it's pretty much holding its own within this. This is this big battle between, the Brit exit situation, whether it's going to be a hard exit, how many people are moving money into the U.S. Out of Britain. Fed's trying to hold up the euro price. Of course, there are plenty of Europeans that are split on this. Some want to see a lower euro, some want to see a higher euro. It just depends on who you want to talk to. But at the end of the day, market forces are the Fed still has the power to decide at what level it trades. So from that, gold, it's basing, building, so it's preparing for the run. I would expect to see that probably as the election gets near, maybe in another week or so, we would start to see a breakout from that. Intraday was pretty nice action. I mean, literally, we started to move up higher. We get to the peak, DOC spread, the power mode 2 started to break down right within that, and that led to a nice decline. We ended up with our orange buy configuration, but before it could even qualified anything with our algo change and everything, with getting the dotted line here that you see, it was so far into it that you were already at 50% and not able to really go beyond that. So it came back to the zero marker and then tried to build again. This one was a bit more successful as you started to have finally the falling 100% line, but likewise, it broke down on a DOC spread as well. And you also had the flat lining of the shakeout gold and everything, and that one led to the breakdown that lasted all the way through the day, and that was quite significant. It was quite the decline. It was perfect. Then, of course, after hours, right as the market ended, it set up a return buy signal, and then sure enough, as soon as we opened for futures, went straight back up, filled all of that back in without any difficulties whatsoever. And that's the beauty of the low volume aftermarket trade. Easy to make up that lost ground. So that's currently where we have it. We've got a couple of positive extremes built into that setup. Going, well, right back to here. That one got filled already. You had the secondary 3474. That was the start of the run, and then these couple of later ones that just got filled took place right here and there, and they've already been filled back in. So kind of based and returning back up. Power mode 2 needs to lift back up there to maintain this. all in all, good action. I think that we're set for a day. Start up a new week. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this volatility going back and forth because there's going to be some rotation as people expect different outcomes from the election. That's going to cause money to move. And when money moves, so does the market. As always, though, I will put up anything on the Skype chat that's relevant. Trade well. We'll talk to you later.